What is the fastest way to get Italian citizenship? Is there a fast track for getting Italian citizenship? Today we want to explain you how to file your application and to discover if there are some fast track ways to get your Italian citizenship. Do not lose any more time, so let's start. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is 𝘿𝙞𝙨𝙘𝙡𝙖 as always from 𝘔𝙤𝙪𝙩𝙏 Law Firm and Partners from Italy, an immigration law firm expertise on the Italian citizenship application. So today we want to talk about a really common question. So is there a way? What is the fastest way to get Italian citizenship? We have to distinguish between the two different ways to get Italian citizenship. There is Italian citizenship by descent and there's Italian citizenship by marriage. So let's start from Italian citizenship by marriage. Well, this is the truth. So there is no fastest way. So there is no fast way to get Italian citizenship by marriage. So that's the truth. The story is very simple because when it comes to file the application for the Italian citizenship by marriage, there is only one way to get Italian citizenship by marriage. For filing your application, preparing your application, and then filing your application, there is only one way you can file your application. You need to file your application as long as you have all documents through the Italian immigration portal created by the Ministry of the Internal Affairs, valid for all people, not relevant if you're living in Italy or you're living abroad. Anyway, you have to file your application through that unique portal. That's it. So there is no fast way to get Italian citizenship by marriage. That's the way, that's the procedure, that's it. You can, of course, file everything and file your documents there online through scanned copies of your documents, and as long as you formally file your application, you will receive your confirmation by the system that your application was filed. Well, you have just to wait. For Italian citizenship by marriage, there is actually a way to speed up the process. Well, pay attention, this is not a trick, it's a legal way to speed up your process. Only way for trying to speed up the process is to, of course, be sure that you file the right documentation, because if there is a problem with your documents, well, your application will be delayed a lot because all the offices will have to make all the checks on your documents. So as long as you file the right documents, well, your application may be pretty straightforward. For speeding up the process, it's the real way to do that is to try filing most documents and more documents, more than the requirement documents, so you can avoid the offices to make additional checks on your case. For example, formally speaking, you don't have to, if you're living in Italy, for example, or if you stayed in Italy for a short or a long time, you don't need formally by the law to also file your police background, so your police certificate, criminal certificates, because it's not relevant if you stayed in Italy for a short period of time. But it's always better to also add them, because the Italian authorities will also check with the Italian judicial authorities if you had some criminal background also in Italy. So as long as you also provide this document, well, the offices will avoid to make an additional step on your application. So indirectly, you will speed up your application process. So let's talk about the Italian citizenship by descent. Is there a fastest way to get Italian citizenship by descent? There is a fast track? Well, yes and no. For the application for Italian citizenship by descent, maybe you know that there are many ways to get your application processed. So you can apply through an Italian municipality if you are living in Italy. If you are living in Italy, you are resident in Italy, you can apply through your local municipality. If you are living abroad, you should file your application through the local Italian consulate. For example, if you are living in UK, in London, you have to file through the Italian consulate in London. If you are living in Miami, in Florida, in Georgia, you have to file through the local Italian consulate, so the Italian consulate in Miami, and so on. So as long as you have all the documents, you collect all the documents for being prepared for file your application for Italian citizenship by descent. What is the fastest way? Well, For one side, pay attention. Pay attention because there is not technically a fast-track way. There is no a fastest way to file your application if you file in Italy or if you file to the consulate. I mean, the process is the same. You have to get your appointment, you have to, at appointment day, to bring all the documents, your application folder, and then wait. Beware, from one side, pay attention. If you find somebody promising you to have a fast track or a guaranteed ways to speed up the process, well, it's impossible. It's literally impossible. So nobody can guarantee you a fast way, a fast track way to apply. From the other side, for Italian citizenship by descent, there is actually a way to legally speed up the process. Let's talk a little bit about what happened in concrete when you file your cases. Let's assume that you are ready to file your application, you collect all your documents, and you're ready to book your appointments. You go to the consular website, you connect, you register, you log in, then you connect for getting your booking your consular appointment, and you see that there are no appointments. Or, for example, if you are lucky enough, you can find there are some spots available, but maybe you can find your appointment and you can book your appointment in 2025, 2026, 2027, like for example in Boston, the Boston consulate. So it's a really long time, it's a really long wait. We are filming in October 2022, so you have like 5 years of wait time. It's really crazy. In this case, so if you find there are a lack of appointments at the Italian consulate, or the Italian consulate is not giving you an appointment in maximum 2 years, so over 2 years, then you have the right to file your application through an Italian immigration court. An immigration attorney, and of course we can do that for you, we can represent you through a power of attorney, and we can file your petition for Italian citizenship by descent in Italy. You have not to come in Italy, we can entirely represent you through the power of attorney, you and all the family members that are interested to join the petition. So we can file your petition through the Italian immigration court. So in conclusion, what is the fastest way to get Italian citizenship by descent? Excluding the path through the municipality only for who is living here. If you are living abroad, the fastest way is to file through the consulate if you are lucky enough to have an appointment in less than 2 years, or the fastest way is to file your petition for Italian citizenship by descent through an Italian immigration court, and you can do that through an immigration attorney. You have not to come here, we can handle everything. We can totally represent you through this process, don't worry about that. As always, feel free to comment, to share your comments here below on our YouTube channel, and you can also email to us for any question, for any doubts, for sending us some inquiries about your case, and also for getting a free eligibility check on your case of Italian citizenship by descent or by marriage. We always do that, so before starting the process, we want to be sure, 100% sure, that you may qualify for the process. And as always, do not hesitate to contact us and also to subscribe to the channel, to this YouTube channel. This is really important because you will be updated with the latest video that we will post, so you will be the first to receive the notification about the new video that we will post. And there are a lot of videos that we are ready to post. So you can also connect to our social media, so Twitter, to Facebook, to Instagram, to LinkedIn, so you can remain in touch with us in many ways. Thank you so much, and see you on the next videos.